Hello, my name is Tamar and welcome to NILI Chanuka Sparks. I remember one time I was at a friend's house and I marveled at this beautiful schedule she had set up for her children for after school. I thought it was a great idea. I asked her about it and she explained that when the kids get home from school, there's a lot of things that need to be done. Homework, bath time, dinner time, etc. And she said that before they had a schedule, everything was kind of just chaotic and the kids didn't know what to do. And once she created this schedule and once there was some routine, it really helped things run smoother at home. And that makes a lot of sense because we know as human beings we thrive on routine. We need routine in order to accomplish all of our daily responsibilities and goals. In fact, we know that famous people thrive on routine as well and have certain things they do every day to accomplish what they need to accomplish. In fact, even the Tanakh talks about its characters appreciating the idea of routine. In Parshas Vayeshev, Yaakov finally settles in his father's homeland. Rashi, quoting Chazal, says, Bikesh Yaakov leishev b'shalva. All Yaakov wanted to do was to live in peace. Until this point, his life had been filled with a lot of tension and conflict and turmoil, and he finally just wanted to settle. But as they say, man plans and God laughs. Hashem had different plans for Yaakov, it seems. Instead of giving Yaakov the stability that he so craved, the Torah tells us, Kafat alav rogzo shel Yosef. One of the hardest and most tumultuous events in Yaakov's life began to unfold. The question is why? Why, when all Yaakov wanted was some peaceful routine, did Hashem give him the opposite? I'd like to share with you an idea presented by Rav Ephraim Goldberg in Boca Raton. He explains that while there are certainly benefits to routine, there are people who get too settled into the routines. And when people get too settled into the routines, complacency and contentment can result. And sometimes those things get in the way of creativity. And sometimes when people become apathetic because they're so used to things being a certain way, that becomes one of the biggest hindrances to growth and to progress. So what does this have to do with Hanukkah? This week, when we celebrate Hanukkah, we celebrate one of the pivotal mitzvos of lighting the menorah. The mitzvah we know begins after sunset, and as the Gemara tells us, it extends ad shetachla regel min hashuk, until people are no longer walking around in the marketplace. Of course, we know that the primary mitzvah of lighting the candles, one of the mitzvot of lighting the candles, is Pirsume Nisa, publicizing the great mitzvah, the great miracle that Hashem made for us. So it makes sense that once people are no longer walking around in the shuk, the mitzvah would no longer apply. Hashem really wants us to be able to personify and publicize the mitzvah to everyone around us. The Sfat Emet, quoting his grandfather, the Chidushei Harim, offers an interpretation that sheds great light into the essence of the holiday. Ad shetachla regel min hashuk, he explains, is not describing how long the candles must be lit, but rather how deep the light of the candles must penetrate our hearts and our spirits. He suggests, rather than reading regel, read it as hargel. We must experience the light and richness of the candles until it breaks us from routine and habit and allows us to take a step back and to look at our lives. So many of us are caught up in the day-to-day routine. We have so many responsibilities, so many things we need to do, and routine really helps us, and that's okay. But sometimes we feel like we're on this hamster's wheel and we just keep going and keep going. And the routines that we have are really carried by an inertia and a momentum. But what happens sometimes is that it leaves little room for mindfulness, for assessment and evaluation of how we're allocating our energies and our resources. And Hanukkah, as explained by the Sfat Emet, is exactly that opportunity. Hanukkah gives us an opportunity to break from the habits and to see the light, literally and figuratively. Hanukkah is the time we need so badly to slow down, to spend time with family and friends, to sit by the candles, to daven, to enjoy good food, to play games, to sing and to dance. Hanukkah reminds us of the importance and the beauty of just once in a while breaking from routine. Wishing you all a very happy Hanukkah.